Hey guys, for today's video I'll be answering questions from the Q&A, and I also mixed in a mini manga haul within the Q&A. I'll be announcing the giveaway winner at this timestamp if you'd like to skip ahead. Otherwise, I'd like to thank everyone for asking questions for my very first Q&A. I tried to answer as many as possible, so I'm really sorry if I wasn't able to get to yours. To start off the Q&A, the most popular question that was asked was definitely what is my favorite manga series, and my favorite manga series has to be My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness, and if you've seen my other videos, you know how much I love the works of Nagatakabe. My Lesbian Experience is the first of her true life manga series that talks about her desire for physical touch as she writes about her life experiences and how she deals with her depression and anxiety. I was able to relate to her struggles with mental illness, and reading this really helped me gain a more positive outlook on life, which is always the best feeling when I finish reading something. So this is the first of her series, but it can also be read as a standalone volume. There are sequels, with My Solo Exchange Diary being a two-part follow-up that talks more about her life after publishing My Lesbian Experience, and her new book comes out in April, which I'm unbelievably excited for. If you're looking for something new to read, I can't recommend this enough. Out of my over 200 volumes, you wouldn't expect a one-volume manga to be my favorite, but I think that just goes to show how much I really love this book. And if you read it, please let me know your thoughts on it, because I recommend this so much. I just hope it lives up to my own hype. Next, what's the first manga you'd recommend if someone asks for a recommendation? And Spy X Family is definitely a series that I would recommend to anyone who's first getting into manga or someone who is looking for a new series that they'll know that they'll love. It's about a fake family consisting of a spy husband, assassin wife, and an esper child. The series has a little bit of everything and does it all very well with the action, romance, and the wholesome family moments. There's currently 3 volumes released right now in English, and I guarantee it won't disappoint. The next question is, what manga series was the hardest to find? And to answer this question, I'm gonna open my first box from the mini haul, which has the Monogatari box set number 1. This box set has been crazy expensive, going upwards of $500 on eBay because it was an out of print box set, but just last month the publisher reprinted it and I was luckily able to find it for about $80 on Amazon. Monogatari is an incredibly well written series which has the best characters who are all deeply damaged, but through supernatural events occurring in their life, they begin to change. I recommend watching the anime adaptation, which is really well done and maybe even on par with the original light novels. The next question is, what genres do you not like? And a genre that I'm not a fan of is the horror genre. I don't really like series that are just aimed to scare the audience through like jump scares or horror imagery. I'm more of a fan of psychological thrillers instead of horror. Like, I'm a big fan of Goodnight Poon Poon and Blood on the Tracks, which are both slow burn stories that not only creep me out but kind of mess with my mind afterwards too. Another genre I'm not a huge fan of is drama. I like some well done drama series like My Youth Comedy is Wrong As I Expected, but there's some series like From Me to You where towards the end there's just so much unnecessary drama due to miscommunication or just one character being extremely mean just to be mean. Those drama stories where I just think this part was just added to prolong the story or make the audience hate a certain character for no reason. Watching some of those animes just makes me kind of mad in my life, so I tried not to buy too much drama manga unless I know it's well done. Next, I saw a lot of you guys ask what's my favorite genre of manga or anime and why, and my favorite genres have to be slice of life and romance. I don't think it's a surprise if you've watched a couple of my manga hauls in the past, but if you notice, there's a huge lack of action in shonen that you'd probably expect me to collect. I just really love romance stories because I'm so infatuated with love stories, how people meet, how they develop their relationship, how they confess their love to each other. All of this is just so sweet to read. I'd honestly rather read a confession from a romance series than see a shonen character defeat the final boss. I also love reading and watching slice of life series because they feel like real stories to me. The characters and their interactions, the happiness and the suffering they go through, it all feels really human to me. It's definitely cool to read about someone with superpowers, but the reality is I'll never be someone with superpowers. What I really like doing is reading slice of lives and learning about the failures of a person and how they overcame it in their life, which I can kind of apply to my own life. My favorite slice of lives are definitely stories like 3 Days of Happiness or My Lesbian Experience, where the overall theme is simple. Life is hard, but you'll find a reason to keep living. They're simple stories, but I always come away with a powerful message, which I found really beautiful. The next question is, ever felt the sadness or the depression after finishing a series, and if so, how do you deal with it? And as someone who loves reading and watching depressing manga and anime, I think the best cure is to watch healing anime, and it's a subgenre within the slice of life that portrays characters living out their peaceful lives in calming environments and is intended to have a healing effect on the audience. I watch a lot of these cute, relaxing anime shows that definitely help relieve stress and anxiety from my day-to-day life, and they especially help when I'm feeling down. My favorite that I would recommend to you guys would be Laid Back Pack Camp, K-On!, Non by Yuri, and Is Your Order a Rabbit? These are all simple slice of life comedies that help me be happier in life because watching them always relaxes me and puts a smile on my face. Next I was asked, how do you afford this much manga? Like, you buy so much manga, it never stops, and yeah, it does seem like I buy way too much manga. I'm definitely gonna stop buying so much in 2021, but I'm just really lucky that I have a well-paying job and that this is really the only thing I spend my money on. I also try not to buy manga at full price, and most of the manga you see in my collection are right from Right Stuff's weekly deals where the manga is usually 33% off, or I'll buy from Reddit where I can usually find manga for about 30 to 50% off if I'm lucky. Another thing I do to not spend too much money on manga is I always resell my manga on Reddit if I don't absolutely love the series. My goal is not to have as much manga as possible. My ideal goal is that if someone came to my room and grabbed a random volume off my shelf, I could guarantee that they could love the series because I love the same series. This mindset lets me try a new series without fear because if I don't love it, I could always just resell it and buy something else. The great thing about being in the manga community is that selling for a loss on Reddit never really bothers me because at least the manga is going to someone who will potentially love it, and I was able to help them buy it for a cheaper price. Overall, I definitely do spend quite a bit of money on manga collecting, but I also try to make sure to sell manga in my collection to find other series that I will love. Next, I have 3 questions that I like to go through one by one. The first one is, if you could pick 2 manga/light novels to make a crossover, which would you pick and why? And if I could pick 2 manga series, I would like to see a crossover between my 2 favorite romance series, Horimiya and Love is War. That would probably be the best romance series of all time, hands down. You would see the wholesomeness of Horimiya and you combine that with the comedy of Love is War. That would just be such an addicting read. Horimiya actually has an anime adaptation airing right now that I would highly recommend if you're a fan of romance. Next is, which manga/light novel that doesn't have an anime adaptation would you like to see animated? And a light novel that I would like to see animated would definitely be The Empty Box and the Zeroth Maria, which was the craziest psychological thriller that I've ever read. This series has a lot of reviews on my anime list and is listed as one of the top light novels, so I wouldn't necessarily say it's underrated, but I don't see a lot of people have it in their collection, so this is underrated for me. The complete series only has 7 volumes, with each volume being an individual story that plays into the larger overall plot. It's unfortunate that this will probably never get an anime, but if you're looking for a short completed series, this is a really good read. For the last question, if you only have the chance to read all the manga of one author, which author would you pick and why? And I would definitely pick all the works of Inio Asado, the creator of works such as Goodnight Poon Poon, Soladin, and Dead Dead Demons. He does such an amazing job creating stories that show the misery of life, but also showing the reasons to keep on living. The next series in my mini unboxing is his newest ongoing work called Dead Dead Demons Destruction, which I bought volumes 5 to 9, but they only shipped out volumes 6 to 8 this time, so I'm gonna need to wait a little bit before I continue reading the story. The story follows a group of high school girls learning about the uncertainty of life in a world where there's currently an alien invasion taking place. The alien invasion is treated more like a political issue similar to how our society treats climate change. We know it's a danger to humanity, but humanity can't agree what to do, so it's interesting to see something so grand and large like aliens treated like another mundane human problem. This is a really interesting read and may become one of Inio Asado's best works once the series completes. Congrats on 1K, thank you very much, I appreciate it. What do you use to edit your videos? I find them very aesthetically pleasing. Thank you. I'm glad you like the editing style. I've been trying to find a style that I really like since I made my first video, and I hope I'm improving. So I'm going to tell you guys right here my entire setup. So for my setup, I edit everything on my MacBook Pro, and I use Final Cut Pro to edit all my videos. Final Cut Pro is Apple's advanced version of iMovie, and it normally costs $300, but if you buy the Pro apps bundle for education, it's only $200, plus it comes with other apps. You would think the education store discounts for Apple are only available to students, but Apple doesn't verify, so you can buy anything on here for a discount. So that's a tip for you guys if you're looking for a new MacBook for cheap. I also use a Blue Yeti microphone for recording my voice, and I have a Canon M50 with an Amazon basic camera mount to film all my videos. Finally, I use Google Drive to write all the scripts because I'm terrible at going off the top of my head, and I prefer if the videos are more straight to the point. Next, I was asked, what got you into collecting? I started collecting manga because of you. So far, I have 3 volumes of Chainsaw Man, and I got all the volumes of The Tropical Fish Runs for Snow, so I thank you. I thank you, man. It's always so great to see people collect manga because of this channel or the videos I make, so I'm happy you picked up those 2 series. I know you're gonna love them. As for why I started collecting manga, when the quarantine hit back in March 2020, I started watching more anime because I had a lot more time on my hands, so I started getting into more anime, but I wasn't interested in manga until I saw TikToks of a manga store that was near my house. Over the weekend, I visited the store, and it was such a fun experience. I'd never seen a manga volume before, so it was surreal to me to see see a book version of the anime shows that I've been watching. I still remember what I got that day, which was Love is War, Bakemonogatari, and Komi Can't Communicate. I never would imagine that I would collect manga to this scale, but I'm happy that I found this new hobby. The next question asks what my goals on YouTube are. Do you plan on continuing to grow your audience as long as you can, or is it just a passing hobby? Did you think you'd come this far? I hope your day has been good. Thank you. My day has been great. Thank you for asking this question. I definitely never thought I'd have this large of an audience when I made my first video, so I'm really happy that I get to do this now. As for asking if manga is a passing hobby to me, I plan on making manga videos as long as I keep on buying manga. I started collecting manga for the first time in August 2020, so I'm still pretty new to manga collecting, so don't expect me to stop making these videos anytime soon. When I made my first manga video, I did set a goal for the YouTube channel and it hasn't changed since. And the goal has always been to make it easy for people to find new great manga to collect. There's so much manga to choose from, so I hope if you don't know what to buy next, you can just watch one of my videos where in the haul, I'll explain the series and my own thoughts to make it easier for you to make a decision. And as long as I can keep on doing that, and as long as you guys keep on liking my videos, then I honestly couldn't be happier, and I'll continue making the videos. The next question is, what manga from your collection do you think has the best anime adaptation? And it easily has to be Love is War, which is already my favorite romance manga series, but the fact that the anime can make the already great manga even better is shocking to me. If you like the anime, you should definitely give the manga a shot because the anime skips a few chapters, and even though it doesn't hurt the overall story, the extra chapters are always fun to read. The next question is, do you like watching fight scenes or reading them? Also, did you like blood on the tracks? I actually love watching fight scenes. I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen this season, and they're really going all out to make the action scenes amazing to watch. I don't have a lot of action manga, but the artwork of One Punch Man makes every fight so much fun to read. One Punch Man probably is the best art in my entire collection. Also, I did like Blood on the Tracks, and I would say I loved Blood on the Tracks so much I bought the author's other popular series in my last series in my manga haul. I was able to buy all 4 omnibus volumes of Flowers of Evil. It's a coming of age story about a high school boy who finds and steals the school idol's freshly worn gym clothes. It is centered around his thoughts, feelings, and relationships as he tries to live a normal life with the guilt of his crime weighing on him, while another girl who saw his crime has other plans for him. Flowers of Evil sounds like another human horror that will mess me up after reading it, so I can't wait to read it. Next is, what is your most anticipated manga series for 2021? And my most anticipated manga series has to be Solo Leveling. I've been reading this series online, and I'm pretty excited that Yen Press is starting to release this print version this year. Solo Leveling is a classic story about a weak guy becoming super strong to save the world, and what drew me into this story is definitely the amazing art and the main character. The first volume should come in my March manga haul, and I'm really excited to share this series with you guys. That's all the questions for the Q&A. Thank you for everyone who asked a question. Now I'll be picking a winner from the giveaway. So I typed out everyone's YouTube username onto this Excel file and gave you a number from 1 to 160 because there are 160 comments. This formula here selects a random number from 1 to 160, and the 2 winners' numbers are 136 and 130. Right here, I just filtered out the numbers, so 136 and 130. I filtered out those numbers for the winner. Normally I make a few cuts to make this quicker, but I wanted to show you guys the full process to make sure that you guys know that I'm not cheating or anything. So congrats to the 2 winners, Dana and Slowly Shotgunned. If you can please DM me on Instagram and I'll give you your prize. And I just want to let everyone know this isn't the first giveaway that I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to do more in the future, and I'm definitely going to try to pick more and more winners, like 5 or maybe 10 winners. I want as many people as possible to win these prizes. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys for helping me hit 1,000 subscribers and for making this first Q&A and giveaway a success. I'll see you guys in my next video, which will probably be the March manga haul. Otherwise, bye.